Hey guys, another one on John. The problem with Lazarus. Read you a story. There was a rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen, and who feasted sumptuously every day. And at his gate was laid a poor man named Lazarus, covered with sores, who desired to be fed with what fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, even the dogs came and licked his sores. The poor man died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's side. The rich man also died and was buried, and in Hades. Being in torment, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham far off and Lazarus at his side. And he called out, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send up Lazarus to dip the end of his finger in water and cool my tongue. For I am in anguish in this flame. But Abraham said, Child, remember that you in your lifetime received your good things, and Lazarus in like manner bad things. But now he is comforted here, and you are in anguish. And besides all this, between us and you a great chasm has been fixed, in order that those who would pass from here to you may not be able, and none may cross from there to us. And he said, Then I beg you, Father, to send him to my family's house, for I have 5 brothers, so that he may warn them, lest they also come into his place of torment. But Abraham said, They have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, No, Father, Abraham, if someone goes to them from the dead, they will repent. He said to him, If they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced should someone rise from the dead. First of all, obviously the story is not about hell. It's about the 5 brothers of Judah. That's the clue I'll give you. It is a parable. But notice what it says. Even if they raised a man from the dead. Look at how it portrays this person who is in no other gospel. See, that's what's interesting. John, the story of Lazarus in John literally means it didn't enter the tradition until anywhere from whatever you want to believe, 68 until 90, for 30 to 50 years. No one knew about Lazarus. And like I said, I don't know exactly what they had. I know they had some oral traditions and oral stories about Jesus, this Johannine community. But listen to how the story changes. Then Jesus, deeply moved again, came to the tomb. It was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Jesus said, Take away the stone. Martha, the sister of the dead man, said to him, Lord, by this time there will be an odor, for he has been dead 4 days. Jesus said to her, Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God? So they took away the stone, and Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, Father, I thank you, for you have heard me. I knew that you always hear me, but I said it on account of the people standing around, that they may believe that you have sent me. When he had said these things, he cried out in a loud voice, Lazarus, come out. The man who had died came out, his hands and feet bound with linen strips, and his face wrapped with cloth. And Jesus said to him, Unbind him and let him go. So this guy who was rotten, stinking, and wrapped up like Herman Munster. Okay, so I guess he hopped out, is what I'm guessing. But look what happens now. Remember the end of the parable. Look what happens. Many of the Jews who had come with Mary and seen what he did believed in him, but some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what Jesus had done. So the chief priests and Pharisees gathered the council and said, What are we to do? For this man performs many signs. If we let him go on like this, everyone will believe in him. The Romans will come and take away both our place and our nation. But one of them, Caiaphas, who was high priest that year, said to them, You know nothing at all, nor do you understand that it is better for you that one man should die for the people, not that the whole nation should perish. He did not say this of his own accord, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but also gather the children who were scattered abroad. So from that day on, they had plans to kill him. Jesus, therefore, magically knew, because he knows all things, no longer walked openly among the Jews, but he went from there to the region near the wilderness. Now, in the Synoptics, they planned to kill him because of what he did to the flipping the tables in the temple. Here they killed him because he raised a man from the dead. Think about that for a minute. But more importantly, like I said, I do believe this is a version of the Lucan story that's been twisted up to make the Jews once again look evil. They were mad at him for raising people from the dead, which is just kind of really ludicrous. But at the end of the day, it says they wouldn't even believe, even if someone was raised from the dead and that man happened to be in the Lazarus story. The story of Lazarus is not in any other tradition, and I suspect that's probably where it came from. It was a wordplay on that story. The elements are very similar. You know, Caiaphas representing the rich man. It's kind of like an inverted parable that they made to fit all on its own. And Lazarus is most likely called the disciple whom Jesus loved. There's just too much riding on this guy who is a Gentile. You got to remember, his name was Eleazar in the Old Testament. That was the significance of sticking him with Abraham. So I don't know. That's the resurrection of Lazarus as far as I can see. God bless.